Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Cupid, a visual novel. Last time we left off on a little bit of a cliffhanger. We were seeing that apparently Emily and Catherine got themselves to a fight, and also we're looking a little bit, this is kind of, I guess, flashback to find out why Catherine chose to, unfortunately, end her life. So we are now picking up where we last left off, and we're returning. So let's see, where were we? Oh, yes. Catherine's thoughts ran through her head like a storm. They poured out of her aimlessly. I wonder if the piano was broken. Oh yes, because that's a big concern. Seems like you attacked your sister, you banged her head on that instrument, and that's the big concern. Am I going to pay for it? What will become of us without sister's wages? What of father's medicine? What of my dreams? Sister can't be dead. Sister can't be dead. Catherine brought her fingers to her lips and nibbled on her thumb. She didn't notice this. Her mind was preoccupied. She was in her corner of the wall, biting her fingers. It was a tiny comfort in a rapidly collapsing world. Gilmay opened the door and found Emily lying on the floor. An ugly gash broke the skin of her forehead. Facing the wall was Catherine, shivering like a leaf and viciously devouring one of her fingernails. Ugh. I don't like when people do that. I've never been into, I don't understand why some people do that. Why they get the habit of chewing their nails. I don't know, it just gives me some really bad feels there. Anyway, he approached her cautiously. Catherine? Rosa was out of breath, but was still able to let out a gasp at the scene. Emily's lifeless eyes stared up at nothing while Catherine pressed herself into a corner. What had happened after she had left? Rosa, will you call for help, please? See that someone checks on Emily. Rosa did as she was told, but what she really wanted to do was hug Catherine herself. Gilmay took a small step towards her. He called out her name slowly, coaxingly. Catherine turned her head, her thumb still on her lower lip. The flesh was torn and a smudge of scarlet painted her teeth. Oh. It was an accident, I swear. Of course it was, Catherine. Of course it was. She pushed me first. She wanted me sent away. She wanted me gone. You can tell me about it later. Let me take you away from this room. But what have I done? Catherine fell to her knees and wept. Large sobs sucked the air out of her. She felt like drowning, trying to keep herself afloat in between sobs. Every exhale was a squeezing pain in her lungs. She felt Gilmay's arms wrap around her. What have I done? What have I done? You didn't do anything, ma chérie. This is not your fault. There was a bitter bulge building up in her throat, and she felt that no amount of crying could push it back down. What am I going to do? Father is... Sister... I'm so scared. Gilmay's arms wound tighter around her, and she clutched onto his warmth in this vast sea of fear. You don't have to be. I will always be by your side. Catherine, I will take care of you and your father, all right? You don't have to worry about your future. Her tears soaked his shirt through, but the squeezing in her chest felt less painful. Why do you do this? Why do you care so much for me? Gilmay's brows furrowed as if confused as she even asked. I just do. It was a boldly stated fact, as if painfully obvious, as if Catherine was a fool for not knowing it. It made Catherine's heart expand in her ribs. When she looked back, she would recall this as the moment she fell in love with him. Really? My goodness, how many women are in this man's life? The look in his eyes was reassuring and strong. She wasn't alone. She was going to be all right. Let's get you away from here. He supported her arms and stood her up, careful to block the view of her sister from her eyes. He led her to the door. Catherine hated how fast her relief came. She was still drenched in sorrow at her sister's death. Her father would not take well to the news, especially in his health. But she was all right, and she hated it. Rosa was with her. She didn't have to leave her piano. Her dreams. Him. Nothing had to change. And most importantly, she hated the voice that came whispering in her head over and over again. Thank goodness she's dead. Thank goodness. Eek. Okay, there we go. The first candle was lit. This candle was storage? What? The love for familiars. The cleanest love. Rosa stared at the blue candle glowing in her hand as she chanted her spell. Oh, right, she does witchcraft, apparently. I forgot about that. Trust is the veil that conceals and deceives. Trick his eyes and his heart with the warmth from this candle's flame. A bond of blood like kin will be forged. Weave this trust so his tongue will yield to what is sought. Okay, that's one thing that's kind of annoying I'm noticing about this game, is that sometimes it'll just be black, and I have to press the mouse again in order to skip it. Almost makes me think the game's doing weird things. Anyway, Rosa stood by Catherine's tomb, nursing memories of her. The soft wind lightly blew her hair. It reminded her of Catherine and her playful ways. Tears sprouted from her eye. Even the wind. Console her. I am always here, my love. Loss will always hurt. But you love Mother the best, don't you? Yes, Mother. Then you are going to be fine. I will never leave you like Catherine did. Oh, come on! That was not nice. Yeah, I would never leave you like Catherine did. Oh, boy. Rosa. Gilmay's soft voice came from behind. Rosa glanced at him in acknowledgement. He stood quietly beside her for a few moments, but ventured to speak. Have you thought about my offer? My house is always open for you, remember that. I'm sorry for my outburst back then. It's nothing. The wind played around their feet, and Rosa pictured Catherine as part of the breeze, playful and free. She was free from the pain and confusion that had plagued her in her last days. They stood beside each other in solemn reverence. Finally, Rosa broke the silence. She was my family. I was in pain before she came along. I didn't know any better. She gave me hope. She was bright, like a flame. When I close my eyes, I can still see the imprint of her light in the darkness. I can feel her warmth. A star. They didn't speak again for some time. Gilmay cleared his throat. I was an orphan too, much like you. I know what it feels like to lose too much. I wandered for a long time before I found anything to live for. Were you alone? Sometimes. Always. Rosa nodded. Did you have family? Gilmay shifted uncomfortably. No, they, left me behind. I never knew them. Much of my memory of it is blurred. I was taken in by kind people once before, but... Gilmay sighed and Rosa observed a certain disquiet in him. I didn't belong. But you have no difficulty mingling with people. I think of that as a necessity rather than a preference. But either way, it can be quite tiresome after a while. Things don't last. I don't know why I'm telling you this. I am making the mood worse. I'm sorry. I don't mind. Gilmay had never opened up to her about his past before, and it worried Rosa how little she actually knew about him. Anyway, would you like to go around town? I'd very much like to take you someplace more cheery. How about our favorite spot? Gilmay smiled with understanding. Oh, and the music magically shifted. The pair traveled up a hill at the edge of town. There, the view overlooked the quaint village. The sunset painted everything in the pink glow of dusk of endings. It is always so beautiful here. They used to spend time in this grassy knoll, the three of them. It was their own little hideaway. Memories of the past crept up on every corner. The ghost of laughter echoed in the wind. Rosa touched the trunk of the small tree they had carved their names on. So many fond memories. Rosa, I want you to have this. Gilmay took Rosa's hand and placed an item in her palm. It was a simple silver locket. She looked up at him questioningly. I've had that for as long as I can remember. One of my remembrances of the past. I can't take this. You must. You need it more than I do. But it's old and the locket doesn't even open anymore. I don't know why I've held on to it for so long. I can't remember how I came to have it. But it comforts me. Maybe it will have the same effect for you. This is your treasure, Gilmay. It feels wrong to take it. On the contrary, I believe you must have it. Call it a hunch or a feeling, an urge on my part. I'm not good at expressing sorrow or even giving comfort. But I want to do something, at least. For you. He closed his hand over hers, affirming the gift. It's yours. Please take it. You are wrong if you think I am letting you stay in the castle simply for Catherine's sake. I do it of my own accord. Let me do this for you, Rosa. We've been friends for quite a while. If you need to leave, at least stay until you feel ready to go. All right. But I will continue working in your household for my lodging. You don't have to do that. I can raise your status to a lady. You can read and write now, and very well. I'm sure you'll be more comfortable in a higher position. I have no need for a higher position. Just free access to your library. You've come a long way from the shy girl back then, Rosa. Watching you grow has been a pleasure. Yes, the library is yours. They were quiet for a while, only conversing through looks, smiles, and tiny sighs. Rosa realized that she had been holding on to Gilmay's hand all that time. She broke off from his hold, rather embarrassed. We should head back. You're right. It's getting quite late. Gilmay walked over to the carriage to get it ready. Excellent, child. Being a maid in his household will give you free access to the rooms. He trusts you completely. It seems that the candle worked. Oh, so that's what she was doing. So she was doing a spell to allow him to kind of allow her to stay, so that's why she can figure out what's going on. I guess so. Rosa looked at the silver necklace in her hand. She fiddled with it, trying to open the lock. Let's try to open it. Open that locket. I like to see what it is inside. An object that he owns will make any enchantment more powerful. Rosa fussed with the pendant for a while, but like Gilmay said, it was stuck. Oh well, we tried. I'll try again later, Mother. I'm rather curious about it myself. The spell will start its effect in stages, gradually uncovering his true face. Fondness first, then trust. Familiarity. Rosa sighed. Okay, sounds like somebody was setting an alarm on their car outside. I don't know if the microphone's gonna pick that up. And they're doing it. Seriously, what the heck? I don't even know the... Sorry, if the microphone picks that up, my apologies. Wow, someone likes to play with their car, apparently. But was the spell necessary at all? Didn't she already have that with Gilmay? Rosa bit her lip, remembering the warmth of his hand. They had known each other for a long time. It was rather comforting to have someone to mourn with. However, Rosa did find it strange that Gilmay rarely even mentioned Catherine anymore. It was as if he was shedding her off like skin. Again, the taste of blood in her throat resurfaced. Ah, great. Is she gonna start puking stuff up again? The memory of the needles made her stomach lurch. Since her friend had died, the Marquis had begun spending all his hours locked in his office. He rarely showed himself socially, rarely even attended meals. But they were casting a powerful spell, something that might harm Gilmay. What if he was, after all, innocent? She had years of good memories of him. What was she even expecting to find out? Exactly how could she live with the guilt of two dead friends? Rosa sighed. She cared for him. Despite all the suspicions, she knew that much. But Mother was adamant. 3 candles for 3 loves. A fitting curse for a man who frolics in love's domain. Storge, the love for familiars. Philia, the love for friends, and Eros, the love for lust. Open his heart with storage. Unmask him with Philia. Strike him down with Eros. Yet Rosa kept a fourth candle, one she had named Agape? Unconditional love. She didn't know whether she would ever use it. Mother, of course, would object. But just in case Eros successfully struck Gilme, she wished to light Agape. At least give him peace before. Rosa walked towards Gilme, a pang of anxiousness biting at her. Rise, my daughter. The work lays ahead. To bring him down, we must find his weakness. Then we attack. Revenge will be sweet, my dear daughter. Do it for Mother. And once again, black screen. Seriously. There we go. Okay, chapter 4, Metamorphosis. Okay. How long have we been recording this one? We'll read a little bit more. The second candle is lit. Its name is Philia, the love for friends. The yellow candle shone and danced of her breath. Let this candle burn until its wick is spent. Encourage friendship. Bring forth memories. Let me walk in his halls without any suspicion. Let me rummage through his belongings invisibly. His journal. He guards his journal furiously. I must find it. There we go. Rosa adjusted her coat as she sat on one of the reserved seats. The theater was packed. The air buzzed with excitement. She hadn't realized this many people would come tonight. Depends what show is playing. Oh, Mother, I wish they would stop staring at me. And why not? This was Madame Catherine Paredes' first solo concerto. Her name had been slowly gathering recognition in the past few years. It was feasible to expect a full house. Oh, okay, so so she's remembering back to Catherine's first performance. Okay, cool. So the turnout was more than they had expected. Paris had taken Rosa and Catherine by surprise. The sheer number of people and their liveliness were well above the usual sights of their small town. Catherine was obviously thrilled with the opportunity to play in such an esteemed venue for her debut. Rosa tried her best to keep her anxiety under control. This was for Catherine. Yes, for her. This was her night. Rosa took a deep breath and released it slowly. It relaxed her. I hope the show starts soon. Rosa's eye drifted towards the stage and then to the throng of people gathered on her far left. In the middle of the huddle stood a familiar shape of a man. He had his back to her, but the posture and the build were unmistakable. That is Gilme. Her heart made a sudden gleeful jump. She was delighted that he had made it to Catherine's show. He had been traveling extensively recently. What if she walked over and made sure? Gilme would greet her kindly. She was sure Catherine would be thrilled to know he was here. Rosa pondered for a bit, reminded of a sudden wince of pain. Soon the master of ceremonies obliged people to take their seats. Gilme turned around and walked towards her. He stopped midway and took a seat without noticing her presence. Rosa seemed deep in thought. What's wrong, sweetheart? Is something bothering you? Nothing, Mother. Don't lie to me. I just didn't expect to see him here, that's all. Oh, I see. It is the same problem, isn't it? Let's see. Does Gilme's presence upset you? Are you worried about Catherine now that he's here? Let's go with the second option. That filthy man again. I'm sure Catherine will be pleased. Whatever will she think now that her lover is back? I bet she would rather spend all her time with him as usual. My poor darling. Always running after her star. I wonder how long until she is tired of you constantly tagging along. You brag to me that you share everything like sisters. Does that include Gilme too? Okay, the mother character is really irritating. Oh, you're making your life so complicated, darling. Why do you even bother yourself with these people? Let's see. Is it obvious he is never going to look at you? Is it obvious she will abandon you? Oh, I don't like neither of these options. Neither one is very nice. Oh, but I don't. Let's see. Let's go with option number 1. I said 1. There we go. Do you like being so miserable? It saddens me to see you like this. He has eyes only for Catherine. Must you always impose your presence like a little dog? It's not like that, Mother. We're friends. Friends? Darling, friendship is nothing but a shallow kind of relationship. Ouch. People change friends as easily as the weather. Sally, there is some truth in that, unfortunately. You don't even remember the friends you make at a certain age. Okay, so we have friendships do not last, family is more important. Neither one is very good, but the second one does sound a little... Yeah, we'll just take the second. I'm the only one who will care for you forever, darling. A mother's love will endure. This bond can never be broken by time or absence. Family lifts you up. It saves. Unless the family is annoying. Of course you feel this way. You see them often. But when you lose touch, you're left with nothing but a collection of strangers. And believe me, my dear, they will leave. They always leave. You amuse them now, but soon they will abandon you too. Rosa's tongue felt bitter in her mouth. She was full of annoyance for her mother. Wasn't happiness as fleeting as friendship, yet it was not any less real than sadness? Yes, family was important. These familial bonds kept her from losing herself. It was her rock, her foundation. But were these bonds the only constant value? These friends. These were people who accepted her. They shared laughter and tears, their own regrets and dreams. In her heart, she had found a home with them. What more was needed? Rosa's confused feelings began to arrange themselves neatly in her mind. Gilmay and Catherine's happiness was important to her. That was the main thing. She knew they felt the same way for her. Her insecurities were real, but they were insignificant. If anything, they were bittersweet. She had no regrets. For the first time in her life, she wanted to talk back to Mother. She bit her lip, quelling the nerves as she opened her mouth to speak. I know that. What? I know that Catherine matters more to him than I do. I know they might abandon me one day for whatever reason. It might be today or next year, or even sooner. But that doesn't matter in the long run. I am happy with them. We've had years together that I will treasure. Like, I treasure memories of you too, Mother. My memories of you keep me sustained. That is why I love you. The years... The years we spent together, no matter how fleeting, are still worth something. So let me care for them right now. Everything changes, but nothing is lost. Rosa was sure she had read it somewhere. Rosa waited for Mother to answer with a vicious voice, to burst out screaming at her cheekness. But no voice came. Oh, so Mother has no words now. Rosa smiled to herself. The lights dimmed. And what point are we at? Okay, so I think probably the concert's probably going to go ahead and start. So let's go ahead and stop right here. So once again, this isn't our good stopping point. I think probably similar to, was it the second episode? I think it was the second episode. Probably similar to the second episode. We're probably going to be having Catherine play. That's probably going to kill some time. Or, whatever may happen. I don't know, but we're definitely going to be seeing what's going on with that next time. But the good news is we are now in chapter 4. And we are slowly watching this plan that Rosa and the figment of her mother in her head seems to be planning for Sir Gilmay. But so far it's rather interesting. Anyway, though, regardless though, If you guys are enjoying this series, you guys are enjoying these episodes, like, fave, subscribe, all that good stuff. And with that said, I will see you guys around later. Much